The life of a normal couple turns upside down when the boyfriend mistakenly buys tickets for an exclusively for women show. The incident brings a number of unforeseen events, which changes everything for him. My girlfriend and I both happen to be movie buffs. But because of her tight schedule, we had not watched a movie for almost 6 months. Until last Friday, we got time to watch an English movie, that too the one we had been waiting for. Now, since the movie was to go off the screens the following week, it also was a quiet theater with very few people in the hall. So, we were all set and we both decided to meet directly at the multiplex. In the parking lot, I just took out the tickets to see which hall we are in and I stopped in my tracks. I noticed that by mistake I had booked tickets to an exclusively for women show. Just then, my phone rang and it was her. She was shouting as we were late. I went inside and told her the problem. She took a peek into the movie hall and saw that there were only a few women in there. She came out, looked at me for a second and then pulled me towards the restrooms. Before I could react or say anything, she took me inside the one for women and into one of the stalls. She dropped the seat, pushed me down on it and opened her purse. Took a pause and said, "Good that you shaved today." I was still confused. But the moment she took out her kajal, I knew what was coming. But instead of getting up, I froze. She painted my eyes with liner and mascara. Then she applied a thick coat of her red lipstick and a bindi on my forehead. Now she quickly brushed my hair, which I am used to keeping long and open but not neat or combed. But she straightened them with her brush as much as she could and created a center partition and put several pins on the sides. Then she pulled some strands and made them cover my forehead like temporary fringes. You can do without earrings. Your ears are covered by your hair. Then she saw my hands and took out my wristband and watch and replaced them with her own bangles, 6 in each hand. She took her silk red scarf and then draped around my neck in a very feminine style. I don't have a spare blouse for you right now. My jaw was open wide at the word, blouse. She bit her nail for a second and then started pulling my shirt out of my jeans. She opened a few buttons from the bottom and made a knot. Finally, she took out a locket from her purse with a heart-shaped pendant and put it around my neck. I still hadn't said a word. She pulled me out of the stall and we ran towards the movie hall. She got the ticket scanned while pushing me towards the door of the hall. That's when I panicked and I was about to run outside, but was stopped by her. She just pushed me back into the door, pressing it open and said, "Come on, sis. We are super late." Since the hall was almost vacant, instead of the center seats we had specially booked, we took the ones behind in the corner. Until halftime, I could not concentrate in the fear of getting caught. Every time the canteen guys would walk in to deliver someone's food on seat, I would just cover my face with the scarf. Then as the lights came on during intermission, my girlfriend saw me scared and trying to hide my face. She held my face from my chin and before I knew she was kissing me. I couldn't look around but I am sure we must have got everyone's attention. She kept on kissing me, her tongue now probing hard as I received it. We had kissed hundreds of times before, but this surely was a strange feeling. Her lipstick-clad lips against my lipstick-clad lips. Soon I was into it. The lights went off as the movie resumed. Our lips parted but our hands didn't. Now I had absolutely no clue what was happening on the screen. The second part continued and her hand would come around from behind to the left of. Every now and then, she would play with as if I was the girl and each time I complained, Her right hand pulled my face closer and she would start kissing me again in the same fashion. When the movie was approaching its climax, and then opened hers too. Soon my hands were fondling with her too. I was in a sensory overload, and whatever happened next I couldn't just register. All I remember is the movie ended, the lights came on and we came out. Now I was getting a few stares from the people around as we walked towards the car park. My hand went for the keys in my pocket, but they were missing. I heard some jingling sound from behind. When I turned, I saw the keys hanging in front of my face. She had them. No idea when she took them out of my pocket though. I reached out and she pulled her hand away. She went around, opened the co-passenger door and held it open like it was a signal for me to get in. I knew was not going to back out, so I got in. She drove and almost halfway down, she stopped the car, turned off the lights, unhooked the seat belts, looked at me and went for again. While I should have noticed earlier, but it was only now that I realized I was wearing her blouse. I froze again. She stopped, pulled her purse from behind and took out her lipstick again. Show me those juicy lips again. Beautiful. I wanted to say no, but I was pouting. She gave my lips a few more coats and didn't even care to cap the lipstick. She dropped it and jumped with her hands over my lips, on my lips and tongue deep in my mouth. I don't know how long we were there, but it seemed like eternity, and it was all about her. As all my protests were ignored, my screams were suppressed and responses rejected. I was just supposed to let whatever was happening go on. When she was done, I was so exhausted that I didn't even try to clean up. I passed out because of the exertion, and when I woke up, we were in her car park. The door on my side was open. She was kneeling in front of me. But as my senses were coming back very slowly, I soon realized she was not actually kneeling in front of me, but she was actually tidying me up. My hair were now being held by her scrunchie. I could feel they had been pulled back tightly. But my head was still covered with her scarf. My lips were sticky. That's when I got a glimpse of myself in the rear view on my side. She had freshened up my lipstick. And not just that, I was now also wearing eyeliner. When I touched my face, the bangles came into the view. I knew I was wearing them since the cinema, but it also felt like I was now wearing more of them. I saw her hands and I knew why. As she gave me a hand, I got out of the car and she put her purse on my shoulder. She led me to the lobby. By the time we entered the elevator, I was completely in my senses. Inside, I got to see my complete self in the reflective walls of the elevator. And it then struck me again that I was still wearing her blouse. I wanted to stop the elevator and my hand went for the switch, but I was late. We were there on her floor. In fact, we were inside her apartment already. It was a private elevator that opened right in the lobby. Still, before I could turn around and run, her two roommates had stood up to greet me already. They both gave me a very girly hug while kissing in the air with their cheeks against my cheeks. Now, just when I was hoping she doesn't introduce me as her boyfriend, she did. And all I could do was look at my feet in embarrassment. Instead of mockery and humiliation, what I got was an even better reception, as one of her roomies said, "I think we just got our fourth roomie. So we should take off that 'looking for a roomie' poster from outside the building." One of them showed me her bathroom and offered me to freshen up. I was trying to gather what was happening to me. I stood at the bathroom entrance thinking how in just a few hours I became my girlfriend and roomie, all because of a stupid mistake. It couldn't be just for the ticket, or was it? I was thinking all this when this girl pushed me inside and not only opened, combed and redid my hair but also started giving me a thorough makeup as if I was not wearing any already. To the extent that she also added a bow headband to my hair and an even thicker coat of lipstick. I started to turn around when she got hold of my wrist. She took the scarf and put it almost like a dupatta on my shoulders. And then took off her own pearl necklace and tied it around my neck. Then she brought me out to the living room by pulling at my wrist. What happened next, we will see in the next part. So stay tuned to the upcoming part of this series. Also please like and subscribe to my channel to get the latest update to my upcoming stories and series.